Mula noon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
100% all natural, tasty, healthy, versatile, 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galetos.
During these trying times, we salute the frontliners who are tirelessly caring for all of us against the COVID-19. To all the courageous nurses, doctors, carers, and paramedics at the NHS, words are not enough to thank you. We at Highlight Express International are here to support you back with a full semester 10% discount when you send your balikbayan boxes to your family in the Philippines. Dahil ang Highlight Express International ay para sa pamilya.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, good evening. Magandang gabi ho sa inyong lahat, no? Happy Thursday na naman. Ayan. At I'm sure, inaabangan nyo to. Sinasabi nyo sa sarili nyo, ako, ayan, malapit na, alas 8 na. Makikita na naman natin si attorney at saka yung kanyang alalay, no? Yung alalay niya. So, anyway, good evening ho. Welcome sa ating program. Ako'y natutuwa every Thursday, syempre. Dahil kasama natin to eh. At marami nag-aabang, marami bumabati. And I'm so glad we have a lot of new listeners, viewers na nagpaparamdam sa atin. No? Minsan off-air, nagpapaano sa akin, nagpaparamdam. Lagi ho kami nanonood ng Immigration Corner. So thank you very much. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much for welcoming us sa inyong mga tahanan. Hindi ho ako ang star of the show. Ito ho, mga kaibigan, ito ho, yung ating pinakamamahal na abogada, isang eksperto ho sa larangan po ng immigration. Yan ang kanyang forte. Abogada ho to. Happy Thursday naman. Let's say happy Thursday to our pinakamamahal na abogada. Walang iba kundi si Attorney Lira Cabatbat. Attorney, magandang happy Thursday sa iyo.
Happy Thursday, Sonny. Ikaw naman, akong alalay. I mean, the many times, binabati ako ng mga tao and they say, oh, so, kamusta po si Sir Sonny, no? Hindi ako kinakamusta, ikaw lang.
Talaga? Wow, nakakatuwa naman. Hindi, attorney. Yeah, ako lang ang nagsisimula. Ako lang, parang ako rito eh. Parang facilitator lang ako. Pero, syempre, the information, the knowledge, and the reason why they are watching is because they know that they will get something out of it via immigration, yung mga immigration law and advice natin. So maganda, kumusta? Mukhang you look very sexy, shall I say, today na parang
thank you.
dahil naka ka, 'di ba? No,
Yeah.
Oo. So yeah, how was it? As usual, what happened from after the show onwards till today? Ano na nangyari sa'yo? Kumusta? Ano mga pinagagawa mo? May mga bago ka bang hobbies or meron ka bang anong balita?
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it actually that it's supposed to be spring now, no, diba? Although the weather is not really very springy, but anyway, it's supposed to be spring. So I started you declutter, diba? To put things away. It's that time of year, and I tell you, I always astonish myself every year. The older I get, talaga, the more rubbish I accumulate. Ewan ko kung ganito. I just it's stupid little things really.
Ano mga example? Ano mga
Well, I mean, I have old clothes na talaga. I mean,
okay.
I have clothes that are older than some of my clients, frankly. Okay. Also, I have also. It's astonishing. Old furniture at saka bags. I don't seem to. Hindi naman yung magagandang bags either. We're looking at like supermarket bags, yung mga plastic bags. I have no idea why I have to have 1,000 supermarket bags, So I just, it's astonishing how much rubbish I accumulate.
Really,
Ikaw, I mean, are you good in purging things?
Hindi ako masyadong pero I'd love always a listing of something, but mamaya hindi ko nagagawa. Pero I'm starting siguro tong weekend na. It's a good thing that more or less you touched on it. I'll start doing it this weekend, no? Pero tanong ko lang, attorney, curious lang ako. Nabanggit mo kasi may mga clothes ka na older than your clients, no? Sabi mo. May tanong lang ako sa'yo. Ikaw ba, meron ka bang paborito? Hindi ko alam kung nung bata ka o siguro up to now, no? Meron ka bang paboritong parang yun laging suot mong pajama o pantulog o kaya ako nasabi sa alam mo ka bakit may isang dati Rostom Padilla ang pangalan niya ngayon na siya Gandang Hari binibining Gandang Hari yata nagladlad na attorney. I don't know if you have you heard of Robin Padilla?
Hindi po. No.
Really ha? Hindi mo kilala si Robin Padilla?
No.
Okay. Well, nagkaroon ng Robin Mania, isang artista sa Pilipinas yan, mga action movies, na sumikat siya ng gusto. And he has a younger brother na ngayon declared ng babae na, nagpabago na, talagang binibining Gandang Hari yata. But anyway, nung lalaki pa siya, nung nasa Channel 5 ako yung kami yung mga unang mga reporters sa Channel 5, ABC5, back in 1992. Na-interview ko siya, ang sabi niya, meron daw siya paboritong t-shirt na pantulog niya na maski butas-butas daw yun pa rin ang sinusuot niya. Talagang, yung parang, yun pa rin, no? Ikaw ba, may ganun ka?
Well, ako, I have frankly a teddy bear, who that I've had. Talaga. Siya, I would say, ang pangalan niya, Ernest. No?
Si Ernest ba? Buhay pa? Okay pa? Andiyan pa?
Buhay pa. Pero may mabutas na nga siya. At saka,
okay.
he's very, very flat now. He used to be blue. Ngayon, he's gray, really. So he is now,
If you will give an age to Ernest, ilang taon na si Ernest?
I mean, he would be at least
40
years old now.
Wow, really,
Ernest. So, Ernest has been following me around. So,
talaga?
I used to, up until siguro 5 years ago, I used to kind of wash him. Ngayon, I think he will fall apart if I put him in the washing machine na. So, ngayon, I'm just wiping him.
Katabi mo sa bed, attorney? Katabi mo siya sa bed 40 years ago?
Everywhere. Yeah. Ernest gets everywhere, So, sometimes nga, he's my pillow, kaya it's on the bottom of the bed, So, I mean, Ernest gets a lot of punishment, So, no wonder, butas na nga siya. He's gray, and he's very, very flat now. So you can actually fold him. He's not really so I would be so sad on the day na he's no more.
Siyempre.
Yeah.
But who gave the name Ernest? Ikaw ang nagpangalan na Ernest siya?
I can't.
Was it a
even
gift
remember
or
now.
did you buy it?
I think he was. It's so long ago. I can't even. I think it was a gift from an aunt of mine. No.
Really? Wow.
So it's he's
Meron
he's
ako
an
rito
old
ah.
bear.
Meron, asan ba si... Dati kasama ko sa show yun eh.
Ano pangalan niya?
Si Cowie. Next,
Cowie?
remind me. Cowie,
Yeah.
pangalan niya, Cowie. Ano siya? Australian bear. Parang bear siya eh, pero from Australia. So, si Cowie, meron pa siyang anak eh. May hawak-hawak siyang baby eh. Hindi ko alam kung nasan yun. Tapos, sa Spain, attorney, may nabili akong yung teddy bear na laki-laki, talagang malaki. Na pag inilagay mo nilagay mo sa sofa, sa sofa, sa puan, parang tao eh. Isang tao na ang nakaupo. Ganun kalaki. Oo. Naiwan ko sa Spain. Ano ba pangalan ko? Nakalimutan ko na yung pangalan niya. Cute. Ang laki. Nung binili ko yon sa isang supermarket, kung tawagin sa Spain yung Carrefour. I don't know if you've heard of Carrefour. It's a chain of restaurants. Supermarkets yata sa France. So, meron sila sa Spain. And we saw it. Ang laki talaga. Ang laki. As in, malaki. As in, huge. Kasi siguro, parang kasi laki ko rin siguro. Parang ganon, no? We bought it, no? Anong hawak-hawak ko sa i-check out na pinagtitingin na kami ng mga tao, eh, no? Laki-laki ng bear mo, sabi ko. So, yan. Meron akong bear, dalawa. Si Cowie next week, I'll try to show si Cowie. Pag nag-break tayo, hanapin ko si Cowie. Baka sakaling makita ko. Oo nga pala, teka muna. You will be discussing something tonight, mga kaibigan. Yung kanina fina-flash natin, meron tayong naka-flash dyan na topic ngayon, no? Something about ito yun. Yan. Can you lose your indefinite leave to remain? Ayan.
Yeah.
No? Kala nyo ba permanente na yan, di ba? No, kala nyo ba hindi mawawala? Ano ba, how would you say that? Grounds or mga reasons when that you would lose your indefinite leave to remain, no? Ano ba yan? Permanent residency, ganyan pa ang another name for it, di ba? Indefinite leave. ILR, indefinite leave to remain. Teka muna, pagbati muna mga kaibigan natin, attorney. Oo nga pala, teka muna. Ito, one of our really regulars, unang-una siyang bumati, si Pakibasa, attorney.
So galing kay Miss Marian Galicia Paner. So sabi po niya, watching from Facebook, no? Hello, good evening po Kuya Sonny and Attorney Lira. At sa lahat, no? Happy Thursday po and stay safe. God bless. Yan, no? To you too,
Ikaw
Miss
rin.
Paner. Tama.
Miss Paner. Pag naalala ko si Miss Paner, yung parang may sikat na, wala ka na naman kasi attorney doon sa Pilipinas, no? Ang pangalan niya si Christina Paner. Singer yon, artista, young actress nung araw, nung panahon na yun, parang one of those teen idols, teen stars, no? Tina Paner. Ayan. Kaya ko lagi ko naalala si Marian Galicia Paner. Yes, mabuhay. Teka muna, nabanggit mo nga pala na on Facebook. So you can also watch us live mga kaibigan. Naka-simulcast kami sa YouTube. So if you want probably a clearer video or pero siyempre manood na rin kayo sa dalawa, no? YouTube and Facebook. Ayan. Okay, attorney, next, pakibasa na lang yung ating mga pagbati riyan.
Okay, galing po to kay Rose Canosa, no? Wishing everybody a happy Thursday. Tapos smiley face pa, no? Hope that all is well and safe. Yeah, to you too, no? Take care,
Yes.
Canosa.
Rose Canyosa, taga saan ba kayo? Marian, taga saan ka? Rose, taga saan ka? It's nice also to know, no, which parts of the UK you're from, no? Para malaman natin. Oo, at saka, ma'am, wishing you also a happy Thursday. Irene Duway. Attorney, hindi mo alam, ngayon ako yung aking second job, no? Second job, yung job. Ngayon. So, okay naman. So far, wala akong nararamdaman. Hopefully, sana wala, no? I had it 11:10 yung schedule ko today. And I had it, ang galing nung nag-gano sa akin. Nag-injection sa akin. Si Helen ang pangalan niya kasi parang may name tag, no? Helen ang pangalan niya. Ikaw ba nasaktan ka nung first time mo?
Hindi. Hindi.
Wala kang naramdaman din.
Wala din. Ikaw?
Nung first ko parang pero mas itong second ko parang ang niya parang swabe na parang wala akong naramdaman. I don't know kung no? Mahusay. Nag-aabang na lang ako ng side effects. baka may side effects na, no? Sabi niya sa akin, uminom ka kagad ng dalawang ano yata? Ano ba pangalan nun? Yung ano ba yung mga aspirin, ano pangalan nun? Yung
paracetamol.
Paracetamol, siya. Paracetamol. Sabi niya, uminom ka muna ng paracetamol. Unahan mo na. So far, hindi ko pa iniinuman. Wala pa no? Wala pa naman ako nararamdaman although dapat sabi niya, before daw. Ha?
Pero last time, nagkasakit ka ba?
Wala. Malinis ako. Maayos. Wala.
Good.
Pero when I had my flu jab in 2000, I don't know kung 2007 or 6 yun, nilagnat ako para akong tinangkaso. Kaya pagkatapos nun, hindi ko na inulit. Ayoko na ng flu jab. Sabi ko, no. Ayan. Okay. Nabasa mo na ba ito, Attorney? Si Irene Duway?
Hindi pa. Yeah, and we must not skip the lovely Irene Duway,
Oh,
So hi all, excited for today's topic and nice to see you both again. Love to you both. Yeah, to you too.
I love you both, sabi niya. We love you too also, no? Si Irene, siya ang vice chairman ng kanilang Derbyshire Filipino Community of Derby and Derbyshire, no?
Talaga?
And mahusay, maganda ang tunog niya. Nang nag-English siya, nagulat kami. Last Sunday, my apologies. Last Monday was the premiere ng embassy natin, kaibigan mo, Attorney, and it will rotate. So it started here, dahil nandito tayo. Next week natin is Belgium, Embassy of Belgium. The week after is Embassy of Denmark yata. The week after is Embassy ng Hungary. So all the ambassadors, most of the ambassadors in the whole of Europe, kaibigan natin. At one time, so halimbawa si Ed De Vega pala I should say, is the husband of our previous former Consul General na si Tess Dizon De Vega. Hindi ko alam kung kilala mo yun. Have you heard of Tess Dizon De Vega?
Yes, no.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Kapampangan yun si Tess Dizon De Vega, no? Yeah, nasa siya, Germany na. Matatapos na yata yung kanyang tour of duty itong May. So, wala na siya. Sayang, no? Yun. Teka muna, tuloy pa natin ito mga pagbati. Ayan.
Okay. Of course, from I love her name, no? From Susan Francisco Batong Bakal, no? Good evening po, Kuya Sonny and Attorney Lira. Happy Thursday to all. Where you watching from, Miss Batong Bakal, no? Sabihin mo sa amin.
Ano yata siya parang Earl's Court yata si Susan Nanalo mami siya. Nanalo siya kay last Monday yun nung Mother's Day natin, no? Ipapadala natin yung pera sa mother-in-law, no? Dahil wala na yung mother niya, so mother-in-law na lang. So yes, nanalo siya ng Mother's Day promo natin dito. So thank you, Susan, no? Ayan, papadala natin itong weekend. Pakiremind lang sa akin. Pakiremind sa amin para yung staff ko hindi makalimutan. Ito, si Irene, napaka-sweet naman. Kita mo, Attorney, talaga naman, pakibasa, Attorney, wag kang magkakamali, Magtatampo ako sa'yo.
Okay. Okay ito. Kay Irene Duwine ulit. So, wow, blooming si Attorney Lira and handsome Kuya Sonny. We love you, Miss Duwine. No, definitely.
Bibihirahin ka niyan, nababati tayong gano'n. So, thank you, Irene, Hindi ko alam kung medyo nagutom ka for tonight. Hindi ka kumain na maayos. Pero nurse yan, maayos yan. She knows, di ba? Nurse yan Mahal natin. We love the Duway family in Derbyshire.
Yeah, definitely.
Ito, Attorney, marami tayong mga friends. Alam mo, viewers lang natin, nagiging friends na natin, Ayan, sige.
From Mika. Yeah, so magandang gabi po, Sir Sonny and Attorney Gandang Lira. I love her. So, hello din po sa lahat ng nanonood. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, you too, no? Kamusta po?
Yes, Mika, no? Lahat sila, Attorney Gandang Lira. Isa lang medyo naligaw sa akin, si Irene Duway, handsome Kuya Sonny, no? I love you, Irene. We love you ni Attorney Attorney Lira, no? Si Attorney Lira. Okay. Eto, from Northern Ireland, no? Ayan. Pwede rin ho kayo bumati sa amin via YouTube, kung gusto nyo. Doon kayo mag-message. Hindi pa. Teka muna. Baka may nagbabati, hindi lang natin nailagay. Sorry, sige, go ahead, Attorney. Pakibasa lang yan.
So, yes, this from the Rudy Librojos, from the lovely Librojo family. Masayang Huwebes, lovely Attorney Lira and Sir Sonny and all kababayan. Stay safe. Happy watching from Belfast. Kamusta po, Mr. Librojo?
Oo. Uy, ayan, teka muna. Tinitingnan natin kung... Ayan, okay. Si Attorney... we're trying to get in sa ano sa ating sa ating YouTube. Oo, para makita natin yung sa kung may nagme-message kasi baka may nagme-message sa atin sa YouTube. Ayan, tuloy ko na muna yung yung mga pagbati pa rito. Sino pa ba yung mga next na mga bumabati rito? We have to acknowledge them dahil talagang they took the time out talaga to message us. Oy, naku, ito yung paborito natin, attorney. All around to.
Yes. Yeah, from Fulham, Yeah, siguro nagtatrabaho uli, no? So, from, well, the sign here is Latan Mar, no? But, so good
We know that
evening,
he's Mark,
Mr. Son.
Mark Natal yan eh. Si Mark Natal yan. Oh,
Yeah,
we know
Mark
him, no?
Natal, yun na nga eh. Yeah, but so, good evening, Mr. Sonny, Pogi, and Attorney Lira.
Ba,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Kamusta,
kita mo nga
Mr.
naman.
Natal? I hope you're not working too late and too hard,
Oo, si Mark Natal, yan. Oo. Thank you, ha? Thank you. Okay. Nakamabuhay ka, Mark, ha? Okay lang yan, attorney. Baka gustong yumaman. Gusto siguro mag-i-invest yan. He will try to save up money and then start investing later on, no? At who knows, no? Ayun, yan. Sumagot na si si Marian.
Paner. Yeah, yun nga. I'm watching from Cheltenham po and I had my vaccine today. I had Pfizer. Oh, okay. Hope you're okay, no?
Oo. Pfizer din ako, attorney. Pangalawang Pfizer ko na eh.
Yeah.
So yes, pareho kami Pfizer, no? Okay ka ba? So far so good ba? Wala kang side effects. Kasi may nagsabi, kausap ko yung isang nag-Pfizer din, meron daw siya, no? Sa second, nung una walang masyado, sa second medyo may konti siya. So ayan. Okay, si Richie Borsi, attorney.
Oh yeah, so Richie Borsi sabi po niya, good evening po, Sir Sonny, and happy Thursday sa lahat ng kababayan watching. Happy Thursday,
Ayan.
Ms. Borse.
Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. Oo. Naku, hindi natin maipasok yung sa YouTube, no? Sayang. Next time siguro, i-ano natin. Okay. So, ayan, yan na muna, attorney, no? Yung ating mga pagbati. Oy, siya nga pala, aga-agahan niyo yung mga tanong ninyo, ha? Pagka medyo dumating kayo ng late, hindi na ho namin ipapasok yung mga questions ninyo. Next week na ho yun. Maghihintay kayo. So, we discussed the topic for the night, and then when we come back, we have our open forum natin, attorney, no? Anything goes dito. Okidoki. Ayan. So, teka muna, ha? Mag-break lang muna ako, ha? Quick break lang to, attorney. Isang break lang, and then we come back do sa ating topic na can you lose your indefinite leave to remain, no? Or permanent residency here in the United Kingdom. Maraming makakaalam niyan, maraming teka muna, parang ang mahal ng ng ganito na citizenship. Dito na muna ako sa ILR, magsaka-saka na lang o kaya wala pa akong pera, no? Pero
Tama.
baka, no, maski kayo ay indefinite leave to remain, merong mga dangers, may problema na baka mawala niyo yan. Ito, abangan nyo. Ito, didiscuss ni attorney. Saglit lang, ha? Huwag kayo nga alis.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Ito na po yung ating pag-uusapan ngayon, no? Si attorney ho, siyempre ang tatalakay ho niyan, wala ho akong alam dito. Ito na ho, no? Si attorney. Attorney, good evening once again. Ayan. So narito tayo sa ating second part ng ating program, no, of our three-part program, no? Okay, yung ating first part kumustahan, tapos second part ito yung i-discuss ni attorney yung mga yung topic natin for tonight, which happens to be ayan, ito po, no? Can you lose your indefinite leave to remain? Ayan. So, ayan, attorney, I guess you have to take it away.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay po. Malaking topic natin uli ngayon. So, yung nga, as you can see, can you lose your indefinite leave to remain? Now, the quick answer is absolutely, no? But there are various ways of losing your indefinite leave to remain. So they would be things like security, no? If you issues like terrorism nga, and there's also the issue of potentially deception. Kung nagsinungaling nga kayo on the application and then you were granted indefinite leave to remain, they find out later that actually nagsinungaling nga kayo, pwede nilang bawiin. But the most common way of losing your indefinite leave to remain is absence from the UK. So yun ang talakayin nga natin ngayon. So what does indefinite leave to remain mean? So it's often it's the same thing as permanent residence o kaya yung settlement status or indeed ILR ang tawag, no? Now, kung tingnan yung Home Office website, they define indefinite leave to remain as so they say if you have indefinite leave to remain, so if you have ILR, there's no longer any time limit on your ability to stay in the UK, no? Then they go on to say if you have indefinite leave to remain and your home is in the UK, you are regarded as settled in the UK, no? So understandably, maraming mga tao, when they're told they have now indefinite leave to remain, immediately ang tingin nila, well, permanente na nga sila dito, no? It is a thing. Yeah? But that is wrong because it's actually not necessarily a forever thing. There are, as I've said, ways of losing it. And the most common one, oddly enough, is timing. Now, there are two main, if you like, sections, immigration rules that apply. So they're not very long. So gagawin ko, babasahin ko, no? So it's paragraph 18, yun ang unang-una of the immigration rules. So sabi doon, a person may resume their residence in the UK provided the immigration officer is satisfied that that person had indefinite leave to remain to enter or remain in the United Kingdom when he last left and has not been away from the United Kingdom for more than 2 years and did not receive assistance from public funds towards cost of leaving the UK, leaving the United Kingdom. So for example, if you were asked to leave the UK and now seeks admission for the purposes of settlement. So that's paragraph 18. Now, so if you've been you've been absent from the UK less than 2 years, that is what they apply. So pagpapasok kayo dito, hindi nga din problema. Now, then paragraph 19 then goes on to say, a person who does not benefit from the preceding paragraph, so from the paragraph 18, by reason only of having been absent from the United Kingdom more than 2 consecutive years, so 2 years po, no? Must have applied for and been granted indefinite leave to remain to enter by way of entry clearance if he can demonstrate he has strong ties in the UK and intends to make the United Kingdom his permanent home. Basically, ibig sabihin doon, kung nagpas na kayo ng 2 years, tuloy-tuloy, no? And you've been absent from the United Kingdom all that time, ibig sabihin, you lose automatically, no? Yung indefinite leave to remain nyo, yung settlement status nyo. So, ibig sabihin, kung hindi nyo alam yon, no? Labas kayo dito, balik kayo sa Pinas, sabihin natin, natagalan nga kayo doon, tapos 2 years is up, no? Tapos gusto nyo bumalik nga dito, and you present your passport nga, either you have a BRP that says settlement status, o kaya yung passport nyo, nandun yung tatak, no? When you present that, and they find that actually you've been absent from the United Kingdom for 2 years or more, ibig sabihin, you lose your indefinite leave to remain, no? And that can obviously come as a horrible shock, no? When you're coming into the United Kingdom. I mean, we often say that when you get your immigration sorted, or especially if you have indefinite leave to remain, it's like winning the lottery. So to lose it, and then to find out, say at the airport nga, na yung nga nangyari, must be devastating, no? So, the moral of the story nga is, if you are going to be away from the United Kingdom for any length of time, for goodness sake, if you can help it, not 2 years or more, no? Now, if you can at all, sabihin natin, natagalan na kayo sa atin, ano? But you have a way of coming back to the United Kingdom, even if you have to leave again, do that, no? Because 2 years, when they say 2 years, it's 2 consecutive years. So tuloy-tuloy nga, no? No gap. So ibig sabihin, you have to be away actually continuously, effectively, consecutively for a total nga of 2 years, which obviously is a long time, but sometimes it happens, no? Dahil kailangan ka sa atin, for example, meron kang inaalagaan o nandun pamilya o kaya doon ka nag-aaral, and then you lose track of time. Because although 2 years is a long time, life, of course, gets in the way, and sometimes 2 years just passes by. No, so sabihin natin unfortunately nawala nga yung status nyo, no? So it's you lose your indefinite leave to remain. Bear in mind, it's not the sort of visa na pwede nang ibigay sa inyo sa airport, no? So even if you argue, plead nga with the immigration officer, it does not mean that they will give it to you because they can't, no? It's not a visa nga that they can give at point of entry, no? So kung yung mangyari, ang gagawin nila, papabalikin ka. So kung galing ka nga sa Pinas, babalik ka sa Pinas. Now, pagka nandun ka na, payo ko, you can make an application for what's called a returning resident, no? Now, that application is actually now made online, yeah? So, and it's of course made from abroad. The fee at the moment is £516 for that application. And you're required to submit things like details of your passport and other things like that. But this is the one thing to be careful about. Pagka nagpasok yung ganong application, the Home Office have a guidance, no? It was actually updated relatively recently, so in February 2021, and they list things that they say kailangan tignan ng immigration officer when they're considering an application by someone as a returning resident. So they are things, so they list them, and they include, the upshot is you need to be able to show that you've maintained strong ties in the United Kingdom, no, to the UK. So it could be, for example, family, no? They will also look at things like, ano bang dahilan? No? Bakit ka umalis, no? And then also, why you're coming back, no? So if you're coming back because nandito nga ang pamilya mo, or you want to pursue nga your career, or you want to study in the UK, all those things they will look at, no? Now, what you must do, kung magpasok ng ganitong application, kailangan nyo sabihin, no? Look at the guidance. There are about 9 factors that they will look at. And as I say, things like your ties to the UK is a big factor nga. So if you're saying that, yeah, actually the UK remains to be my home, then padala nyo din, kung meron kayong bank statements, or if you're getting income from the UK, so pension, for example, o kung ditong pamilya nyo, no? Kung meron kayong mga magulang dito, asawa dito, o kaya anak, no? Kung meron kayong bahay dito, no? So all those things you must put forward. Do not rely on the Home Office saying, add more documents, or give us, address this issue, or address this factor. Hindi nila gagawin yun, chances are. So what they will likely do, kung kapos nga yung papadala nyo, is they will simply refuse the application. Now, if the application is granted, of course, hindi nga problema. Balik kayo dito, indefinite kayo ulit. Now, pero kung ma-refuse kayo, the next potential issue is how best to challenge that, no? Now, at the moment, kung if you refuse returning resident application, the usual route to challenge would be what's called administrative review. The problem sa administrative review is the Home Office essentially looks at their own decision, no? And it is, I certainly have found it's quite difficult to succeed on an administrative review. Now, however, kung meron kang pamilya nga dito and you're looking to join them, for example, in the UK, then you potentially would also have a right of appeal because human rights aspects come into it, no? Kung ganon, then you should see about actually appealing. The good thing about an appeal as opposed to administrative review is it goes to a judge. It goes to a full hearing. So yung judge, titingnan niya all the factors that you put forward. And so the chances of succeeding on appeal is generally considerably better than administrative review. Now, both have deadlines of 28 days. So bear that in mind. Now, also beware, if you apply for administrative review, that usually only come into effect if you don't have rights of appeal, no? So oftentimes you may need to choose between one or the other. Yeah? So bago nyo pasok yon, seek legal advice. Now, kung manalo kayo, again, you will get your indefinite leave to remain back. Kung hindi kayo manalo, then potentially you can challenge either the administrative review or indeed the appeal again further. No, so what the moral of the story really is: look after nga, beware of the time limit, and don't simply think, oh well, it's only one. I'm only 1 day over, hindi problema. They do apply the 2 years very strictly. So kung wala kayo dito, if you're absent from the UK, sabihin natin 1 year and 364 days, no? 1 day out of 2 years. Strictly speaking, under the rules, paragraph 18 and 19, you should still be allowed to come into the UK. And if they do not allow you to come back into the UK, you should be able to successfully challenge nga. But if you're away from the United Kingdom, a total nga of 2 years, or even if it's only now 2 years or 2 years and 1 day, then the rules at the moment says, paragraph 18, paragraph 19, you will automatically lose your indefinite leave to remain. No? So I've certainly seen it applied, no, so to some of my clients, and it is devastating, especially nga if you were under the impression na walang problema, that indefinite means permanent and it means forever, no? So as I say, the moral of the story is alagaan nyo nga, beware of the time limit. Do not lose your indefinite leave to remain just because you thought, well, actually you're not away 2 years, no? Put it in your diary, be careful nga. Better yet, if you can, certainly apply for naturalization, no, leading to a British passport. But I know that some people don't want that or can't do that, no. Pero kung indefinite nga kayo, indefinite is not indefinite, unfortunately, not in the world of immigration. It just means indefinite but subject to certain conditions. So beware, be careful nga, and hopefully yung nga alagaan nyo. And it's so crucial that you do, because as I've said, it can have devastating effects on the consequences. Sorry, hindi ka namin marinig.
Yeah, tama. Lagi ko nakakalimutan talaga, attorney. Lagi ko nakakalimutan. Kasi pagka medyo may tinatalakay ka siyempre nakikinig tayo, no? Nakikinig tayo ng gusto. So meron palang chance, meron palang pagkakataon na, in fact, I was browsing over sa gov.uk. Tingnan ko. Yun nga, yung binabanggit mo nga, naka-outline dito, no? Which is tama naman, no? At least, ayan. Ito, period that, individuals are allowed to be outside the UK without losing their indefinite leave to remain. Tapos sinasabi mong, if you were away, if away from the UK for more than 2 years, you may still qualify to return to live in the UK under your previous conditions. If, for example, you have strong family ties in the UK or have lived here most of your life. However, sabi nga, as this would be a matter for them, you would be required to address any further queries to them. Ayan, you need a returning resident visa to come back to the UK if you were previously settled and you've been away for more than 2 years. Ayan. Oh, wow. Pero dapat alagaan nyo, no?
Yeah.
So, okay. So, after that, like, for example, na hindi ka pinapasok, lagpas ka na, no? And then the only way that you can apply, tama ba sabi mo, is outside, back home in the Philippines, online.
Opo.
Bale.
Yeah.
So ano ulit next step, no? So pagkatapos mo nag-online ka na, you will have to show evidence ngayon, parang ganun, may anong susunod doon?
So pagka nagpasok yung application, no, they will ask for so it's a drop down list, no, and then you have to also pay £516. There's some details, of course, you need to provide, and then the things that basically you need to upload evidence to show the strength of your ties to the United Kingdom, no? So, for example, kung meron kayong bahay dito, meron kang mga account dito, o better yet, kung meron kang pamilya dito, no? Kung dito nakatira nanay, tatay, o mga
asawa,
mga anak, no? Asawa, better.
anak.
Yeah. Yun na nga. And do you may want a statement nga from them to say, yeah, no, umuwi nga siya dahil inalagaan niya nga niya yung magulang niya, nagkasakit, no, kamamatay nga lang, and that's why now not coming back, no. And sometimes also it's to do with children, no, mga bata ay gusto mag-aral sa atin, no, hindi mo naman pwedeng iwanan basta-basta, so nandun ka. So anything really and everything to show anong dahilan ba, no? And that those reasons were never intended nga to mean doon ka natitira, for example, sa atin, no? And so the more documents you're able to show na pagka na nandito ka, you have ties to the UK, so ibig nga sabihin bank account, even doctor, no? If you still registered nga with a doctor, tenancy agreement, o kaya mortgage, o bank statement, or income even coming from the UK kung meron ka nga pension, no? So all those things you need to upload to the Home Office. And then if they're satisfied nga that in fact you have you should get indefinite leave to remain back, then you will get it back. I mean, one thing also that they will look at is how long you've been away, no? So kung wala ka dito, sabihin natin 2 years plus 1 day, then that is helpful to you because you may say, you should say nga that actually it's only 2 days effectively from the 2 years. No? So, but the longer you're away also from the UK, the more difficult it is. And I come across also situations nga where matagal na wala sila dito, no? So, ang nangyari, pinalitan na kumuha silang visa as a visitor. That actually counts against a returning resident route. The Home Office will likely say, well, you accepted na nawala na nga yung returning resident mo and you had no intention, in fact, of coming back in permanently. Then nagpasok ka ng application for as a student or a visitor. No? So those things they need to look at. Yeah.
Don't ever do that, no? Because pagka ano yan, parang in a way you're admitting na wala na, no? Wala ka na, hindi ka na returning resident, no? Or kaya hindi kaya ginagawa nila yan because they alam na nila suko na sila na lagpas na ako ng 2 years dahil hindi nila alam na meron palang gantong returning resident visa, no? At least masabi ho ninyo sa mga kamag-anak ninyo, no, na baka sakaling gantong sitwasyon na mangyari sa kanila, no? Akala nila wala na silang chance dahil lumagpas na yung pag di ba, pag labas nila sa Pilipinas sa UK. Marami mga artistang ganyan, attorney, yung mga US citizen, mga may green card, nagpupuntahan lang doon bago mag 2 years. Pati rito marami akong mga kilala na mga artists, mga performers dati, yung mga Miss Saigon, kung ano-ano dati, no, na naging mga permanent resident. They have to come back dito, bumabalik lang dito para hindi umabot doon sa 2 years na, no. So, ayan,
yeah.
no.
And that's wise, no? That's exactly nga what they should do. And that's why it's a bit of a harsh rule, no? So sabihin natin yung taong absent nga dito 1 year and 364 days, no, would be okay under those rules. Someone who is absent for exactly 2 years, or 2 years and 1 day, or 2 years and a week nga, the difference is only a matter of a few days. Hindi pwede. The indefinite leave to remain lapses. So it's and a lot of the times yung mga taong apektuhan nga nito, they don't actually realize that has happened. So they're actually only given the bad news pagka nandun na sila sa airport, and that's it's obviously, as I've said, no, a devastating turn of events. I mean, you often say, Sonny, you know, if you get your immigration law sorted, you know, it's probably, especially kung indefinite leave to remain ka na, it's like winning the lottery,
yes.
no?
Yeah, right.
So I think tama ka. No?
Yes. Totoo yan. Para ka nanalo sa lottery because it's a challenge, eh. Lalo na kung talaga you heard a lot of mga challenges na, di ba, hindi masyadong pretty straightforward, and you really had to go through a route na dumaan ka ng konti sa butas ng karayom, no? So, yan, para kang nanalo sa lottery. Attorney, yes, okay. Magsimula na tayo may questions lang tayo. Ini-encourage ko na ho kayo, magtanong na ho kayo, no? Para nang sa ganun, mapasok ho natin sa ating show, no? Baka mamaya minsan may nagme-message tapos na yung show. Parang, di ba, parang ang sakit naman na sayang, di ba? Okay. Tuloy lang natin siguro yung mga a little pagbati rito. No? Si Marian Galicia Paner, attorney, sinasabi niya kung taga, ano ba sabi niya? Okay. Kasi kasabay ko siya, nag-ano ngayon. Di ba, ano pangalan to? Vaccine, no? Vaccination, bakuna, no? O second na ba yung sa'yo, ano? Marian? Eto, sabi ni Marian, attorney, okay naman po, wala po naman po side effects. Effect, no?
That's good.
Good. Ito. Na-miss natin pag hindi natin nababasa to eh. Attorney ka magbasa niyan. Kaibigan natin yan from...
Okay. So, galing po kay Maytig Bao Vargas. Good evening po, Sir Sonny and Attorney Lira. Watching from Exeter, Devon. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Yeah. Ito naman, from Sweden to. Yeah,
wow.
Si Virginia.
Okay. Virginia, Elona, no? Elona, yeah.
Elona, yes.
Good evening, Good evening, Attorney Lira and Sonny. A joyful Thursday. Congratulations, Sonny, on your second vaccination. Keep safe, No.
Uy, thank you. Ikaw ba, nag-vaccination ka na rin ba? Second or first, second? Meron yata silang vaccination siyempre sa Sweden din, no? Ayan.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Virginia, thank you. Uy, naalala ko, attorney. Sandali lang. Ito muna, si Miss Giling. Pakibati lang.
Yeah. Yeah, the lovely Miss M. Giling. Hi, good evening po. Happy Thursday, ma'am and sir. Happy Thursday.
Yeah, hi. Happy Thursday, Miss Giling, MM. Attorney, ito na yung sinasabi ko. Yung aking teddy bear na pangalan to? Si Kowi, kasi koala nga koala bear. So si Kowi, may anak siya. May anak yan. Yan. Say hello to attorney. Hello, attorney.
Adorable nga, no?
Ayan, si Kowi. Dati, last, anong year? 2020, anong year na ba yan? 2020, di ba?
2021 na tayo, no?
21, no? 2019, when I was doing some shows on air, kasama ko to si Kowi. Kaya Kowi kasi koala. Si Kowi, ayan, yung aking koala. Dito ka nga para masabahan natin sa attorney. Ayan. Okay.
Hello, Kowi.
si Kowi. Kowi, bati to everybody. Ayan. Yung sinasabi ko sa iyo sa Spain ko, ang laki talaga, attorney. Parang tao. Kaya pag inuupo namin sa sala yon, kala mo may tao. Kaya bantay na rin yun Parang kung sakali may magnanakaw magulat siya, kala niya may tao rin. Yung pala yung teddy bear namin. Okay. Ito, bumabati siya. Si Virginia. Yan. Si Virginia Smith.
Yeah.
Yan.
Yeah, Virginia Smith. So, good evening po, Attorney Lira and Pogi. Yeah, Kuya Sonny. And good evening to all.
Mabuhay, no? Thank you very much. Mabuhay, Virginia. Yeah, maganda yan si Virginia. Very, very, very sexy and beautiful, no? Okay.
Stunning.
Okay. First dose pa lang daw, sabi niya. Attorney, first dose.
Okay. First dose lang. Okay.
First
hopefully
dose.
Okay, no?
Yeah. Hopefully okay ka, no? Okay. Meron tayong attorney, tanong dito, no? Ito. Hindi. Ito. Kailan ba to? Parang, ito yata, attorney. Sandali lang, ha?
I'm mesmerized by Kowi.
Oo nga. Oo nga. Attorney, ito gusto. Ito, grabe, no? Pero okay naman siya, no? Okay yan. Kasi Australian to, from Australia. Nakita mo rin kanyang damit, ha? I love Australia.
Yeah.
Good day. Sabi niya, good day. Good day, good day, no? Dito ka na nga, Kowi. Ayan. Okidoki. Ayan. Ito, first, ito ba na itanong na ba sa atin to? Ito yata yan, may tanong yan. Yan. Gusto ko pong kunin yung anak ko dito sa UK, 70 years na po siya. Tama ba yan?
Yeah, I think that was last week. But no, I mean, we
can discuss. Baka, hinahabol na. Ito, attorney. Ayan. Ayun.
Okay.
Ayan, pakibasa, attorney.
So, galing po to kay Rowena Z. T-Bird po ko, attorney. May sweetheart po ako sa Pinas. At kababata ko po. Alma po ang pangalan niya.
Yeah,
madali lang po bang kunin siya dito kung kasalan ko po siya. Okay, so una po ito. Ano ba
alam mo ba T-Bird, attorney? Alam mo yung T-Bird?
Yeah, so she's less
mga
same-sex
tomboy,
relationship,
same
no?
sex. Same-sex
Tomboy
relationship
siya.
daw, bale. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, Rowena, unang-una po, I assume na either indefinite ka na o kaya British passport holder ka na, no? So, kung hindi, yeah, message us back. So, kung indefinite ka na, so permanente ka na nga dito, no? Tapos magpapakasal kayo, it's the same rules that apply to same-sex relationship or heterosexual relationship nga, no? So, ibig sabihin, kung kasal nga kayo, absolutely, you can bring her into the United Kingdom nga as your spouse. You can also bring her into the UK as your fiancé kung gusto niya dito magpakasal nga. You can also bring her into the United Kingdom nga if you've been living together in a durable relationship nga in excess of 2 years and you can prove it, no? So the same rules absolutely apply to you. So that also means na yung sabi mo nga mas madali madali bang kunin siya kung magpakasal nga kayo. Now it's not question really of anong mas madali nga, no? But of course kung kasal nga kayo, then you don't have to worry about the 2 years cohabitation. 2 years cohabitation means kailangan yung ebidensya nga na talaga nagsasama kayo 2 years plus. Pero kung nandito ka, that may be not even a possibility, no? Pero kung kasal nga kayo, of course, papasok siya dito as a spouse. Alternatively nga, it's a fiancé application is also possible. But yung nga, 6 months nga lang bisang bibigay sa kanya. Pagka nandito na siya, then pwede niyang palitan yung visa niya to that of a spouse. So same rules apply. And certainly same conditions nga. Kailangan pakita nga din that you are in a genuine relationship, na meron kang sapat nga ang pera mo, which is 18,600, and there's accommodation. She needs to also do the basic English language, which is A1 as a spouse, for example. It's the same rules. So it's the good news is you can, no? But again, be careful. The conditions apply to you as strictly as any other type of relationship nga.
Nag-message attorney, citizen daw, citizen. So,
Yeah, so yun.
Oo. Walang,
So that applies.
hindi, okay, so paano yun? Pwede ba, kunyari, meron ka lang, let's say, for example, ka-pen pal, or siguro, nag-video na kayo, you fell in love, tapos, yun ba, pwede na, would it suffice to say na yun, gusto mo lang kuning pakasalan at dalhin na rito para maging, maging spouse mo?
Yeah.
Pwede na yun? Durable na ba yung gano'n?
Hindi po. Durable relationship is defined as 2 years living together, no?
Oh, okay.
So obviously kung nandun nga kayo, nandun siya, and you happen to be living together there, and you can prove that that's durable relationship. Now, it's also you need to be able to show nga that otherwise that you're living together, or as I say, fiancé nga, but you need to have met. Hindi nga lang pwedeng pen pal, no?
Or online, hindi rin
one of the
pwedeng
things.
online lang sila?
No.
Okay.
No, 'cause they
Durable,
will say,
pag sinabing durable, kailangan 2 years talaga, attorney? Na nagsama?
2 years.
Na nagsama?
Yeah. Yung nagsama. Hindi nga lang yun. You need to also be able to prove it. It's not enough that you say. So by that, they mean mga bills, for example, no, na nandun
okay.
dumadating. So it's actually, you need to evidence it. So yung question nga, kung kakasal nga, mas madali ba? To some extent, yes. Because hindi mo kailangan na mag-alala dun sa 2 years. Because kasal kayo. Doesn't mean you don't have to be living together before that
okay.
2 years nga.
Oo. Pero sa yung sa fiancé, do you have, anong kailangan na ebidensya ron or i-prove? Can you just say na we met about 6 months ago, 2 months ago, or online or whatever, ganun? Pa pwede na ba yan, fiancé? Mas
it's actually
less ba?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, not really. It's actually very similar conditions to that of a spouse, no? Yung nga lang dahil hindi nga kayo kasal, you only given 6 months, and during that 6 months hindi ka pwedeng magtrabaho nga dito. Kailangan mo palitan muna to that of a spouse. So the fiancé application still means you need to have met, you need to be able to show that the relationship nga is genuine. You need to still satisfy nga the issue of income. You need to satisfy English nga. So it's very similar conditions to that of a spouse. Yung nga lang hindi pa nga kayo kasal.
Hindi kasal.
So yeah, and to some extent it's actually sometimes harder to get a fiancé visa than a spouse visa.
Okay.
Dahil,
I was about to say nga baka mas lesser ano, 'di ba? Parang restrictions or lesser hassle ang ang fiancé dahil you can get them immediately and dito mo na lang pakasalan, no? Kasi minsan, 'di ba, parang pag pinakasalan mo isang kung British ka, marami nga hanapin sa'yo. Like yung evidence mo nung income mo, di ba? Magkano yun? 16, magkano nga ulit yun, attorney? 18,000 ba?
18,600.
O 600?
Yeah.
Na ano ko doon sa 6 kaya 16, 18,600. Yan, kung wala ka nun, di paano na yun, di ba? Hindi matutuloy. Hindi ka yung requisitos, yung mga requisites or requirements, hindi ka pasado. In one of them, no? Ayan. Okay, may tanong dito si Susan Francisco Batong Bakal, no? Attorney. Pakibasa nga lang kung...
Okay, so galing po to kay Susan. British born po ang bata at nasa Pilipinas, no? Siya ngayon, siya ngayon yung British passport po.
Ba niya?
May chance na mawala ba ang visa? Okay. Pagka-stay na siya doon.
Kapag nag-stay ng matagal sa Pilipinas. Okay.
Yeah. Hindi po problema yon. Dahil British na siya.
So once British...
Yung 2 years,
Oo.
once you're British, you're British. Yung nga lang, the only way, there are still ways of losing your British citizenship, no? And they would be things like nga security, no? And also say deception, no? Kung nakuha niyo, if they find that you actually obtain your citizenship by making false declarations, they can rescind the citizenship. But short of that, so security and deception, kahit 20 years ka na sa atin, no? Yung bata sa atin, he won't lose the citizenship.
Talking of bata, attorney, let's say isang Briton, no? Caucasian, yung white, no? British, and nakaanak halimbawa sa Pilipinas. So yung bata talagang mistisang-mistisa, halos kala mo yung parang puti na ang itsura, no? Yung bang mga ganun nararemedyohan pa na walang kaalam-alam, namatay halimbawa yung lalaki, no? Tapos namatay din ang nanay. Meron kasing ganung situation, no? Na namatay yung nanay, namatay din yung tatay. So tumira na itong bata sa mga tita. Yan bang mga bata na ganyan, pwede bang mai-apply ng visa or citizenship or anything like that?
Well, I mean, it could, kailangan niya pakita nga, no? Kailangan niya lang ebidensya nga din na yung tatay, let's say, is Briton nga, and therefore can pass his citizenship or her citizenship to the child, no? So, kung nakatira, wala nang parents,
patay na yung tatay, patay na yung tatay.
So, kung pareho na silang patay, then it could be na nandun nga yung, so start really with birth certificate. Kung nandun yung pangalan ng tatay sa birth certificate, then that would be good evidence, no, na in fact the child is indeed British dahil nung pinanganak nga siya, British na nga yung tatay niya. So that would be the starting point. Ano ba yung nasa birth certificate niya? Kung wala doon yung pangalan ng tatay but no, then you can also see about adducing DNA evidence, no? So kung may kamag-anak nga yung tatay, may kapatid nga dito, or sometimes pinsan nga, no? Then you can potentially give your DNA, as evidence against the family member in the United Kingdom, and hopefully yung report nga will say that the chances of you being related to the man, to the alleged father nga is 90%, no? Because DNA is proving that. So you'll find that kung wala nga doon pangalan ng tatay sa birth certificate, the Home Office will want something else. And usually, the starting point for them is DNA evidence.
Pero kung nandun sa birth certificate, it would be easier for the child to come over?
Yeah. So that would be, that is good evidence nga, anak nga siya ng Briton, no? Mm-hmm. Sometimes, even though nandun nga ang pangalan nung ama, if they are suspicious, no, because somehow the timing is not quite right, whatever else, then they may still ask for DNA evidence. But it's unlikely that they probably will kung namatay na nga yung tao, no? As long as nandun nga yung pangalan ng tatay.
Okay. All right. Nagpapasalamat siya, no? Si Susan, ano pa pangalan to?
Si Miss Batong Bakal.
Batong Bakal. Sabi niya, maraming salamat po, attorney and Kuya Sonny. Yeah, you're welcome din, no? Okay. May sabi gano'n nung Lala Cadelina, happy watching. Ikaw nga, attorney, mo magbasa para at least sabi nila, binati mo. Binati natin.
So Lala Cadelina. So happy watching to all. I'm a fan of your show. Pa-shout out po sa Greenwich Southeast. More power to your show. Yeah, thank you for watching po.
Kita mo, attorney,
nice
I'm a fan of your show, di ba? Kung ako lang nandito, manonood ba yan? Siyempre, hindi. Dahil siyempre, kasama yung abogada, siyempre, yung ating immigration expert. So, Lala, thank you. Thanks for the kind words. So, mabuhay yung mga Greenwich Southeast people, Pinoy, kababayan natin. Mabuhay kayo riyan. Yan. Thumbs up kayo, no? Ito, si Virginia, may tanong, attorney.
Okay.
Ako na magbasa siguro, mahaba kasi may second part. O sige, basahin mo yung hanggang saan mo abutin mo, attorney.
Okay. So galing po kay Virginia Smith. So, hi, Attorney Lira. Nagpapatanong lang po, if the person have a record of shoplifting, last 2010, and he wants to apply for ILR British, okay, did he, tapos anong pangalawa?
Did he need to declare it during the application?
Opo.
So may record of shoplifting 2010 and wants to apply for ILR British. Yan ba nire-research ng British ano ba 'tong malinis ba 'tong biglang bang may magpa-pop na merong record to. One day check on you. Check mo nila mga criminal records mo at kung ano mga records yan. Tinitingnan ba ang name mo against databases? Anything na
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. No, especially na nga ngayon. Back in the day, years ago, then it's not even
computer.
on the form. They don't even ask,
okay.
But ngayon, they do check. Now, it's really a question nga of whether actually, no, that you do need to declare it for both applications. So I'm just thinking whether it's spent conviction. But yeah, for something like that, you find that it needs to be declared. Yeah. So, and if it's not declared, you see, then they may refuse it on the basis that you failed to make a declaration and therefore sought to obtain you've applied using deception. So failure to disclose can also mean deception nga sa kanila. So but that would be 11 years ago, no? But yeah, I have a feeling that actually it's still still need to for ILR. Opo.
Pero ang yata ang mga delikado mga kaso yung mga tipong involving moral turpitude may word ng moral turpitude attorney, di ba? Yung mga kunyari rape, yung mga malala na mga criminal cases, yun yata ang I don't know Pero itong kamukha to shoplifting, meron siya, di ba? Baka kalusot na kaya yan. O sige, nag-shoplifting lang to. Siguro walang damit.
Tama ka. Tama ka, Sonny. Dahil ito there are if you like their graduation nga of if you like heinousness of crime, and of course
the gravity of the crime,
looking at things na rape o kaya murder, that sort of thing, then you will find that actually in some cases nga you can't, they will not even consider you for those applications. But something like shoplifting, which is 11 years ago, even if you have to declare it, then you can just explain nga yung representations. You can simply say, especially if it happened nga when you were a teenager, or 18, 19 nga, and since then wala na nga nangyari. So you need to justify nga that okay, that was a blip, if you like, in an otherwise very clean life, so don't be put off by it. Pagpasok kayo, but declare it nevertheless, and say okay, and justify it, or rather explain, not so much justify, but explain nga that otherwise you've led since then a crime-free lifestyle.
I'm looking at this attorney, itong information hub, something like knowledge base, yung mga yung mga moral turpitude, Ito, oops, nandiyan pa yung kay asan na ba to? identifying whether your offense is a crime involving moral turpitude, no? List of UK offenses and highlight those which would not be deemed to be a crime involving moral turpitude, which would therefore enable you to travel to the USA using the visa waiver. Pero anyway, is my offense a crime? So kung gano'n, baka sakali lang, no, ma-explain lang siguro nila. Nando siya sa parang nagbo-border yung attorney nila. Wag ko kaya i-report? Sabihin nila, total, wala naman eh. Other than that, kung hindi naman talaga nila makikita yan okay na naman ako, wala na akong iba pang mga problema. Pero kung hindi ko naman biglang lumabas, babalik naman sa akin din. Parang gano'n, no? So talagang dapat ba i-declare talaga? Ikaw, advice mo, i-declare talaga.
Yeah, i-declare nyo. For one thing, you see, they'll find out, you see, no? Because as a matter of routine, they check. So, just because you don't declare it, does not mean hindi nila malalaman. And lalo pang lalala.
Pag shoplifting ba, ano yan, uhuling ka muna ng security ng whatever place yun, no? And then, i-report ba sa police yan?
It could be also that it doesn't mean that you will be prosecuted necessarily, no? If so, it could be you shoplifted and then you nahuli ka and then they let you go, no? With maybe they say wag ka nang balik dito or no, whatever else, or it could be that you get a caution, for example, no? It depends probably also on how frequently that has happened at saka anong edad mo. So it's kung wala naman nangyari, is nahuli ka noon, you were caught in the shop and they let you go and they just said no, don't come back nga, and they tell you off, then that's not, of course, a criminal conviction. Pero kung kinorte ka, clearly that is a criminal conviction.
Hindi lang yan, siguro baka may mga iba pang mga cases na natatakot kayo or itanong na lang nyo kay attorney kung sakasakali, no, na yan ba'y pwede o yan ba'y pero hindi maaaring hindi, lalo na kung medyo may gravity yung ginawa nyo, no, o yung offense or anything, no, mahuhuli yan not necessarily sa shoplifting, it could be any other crime, no, or offense, no, or criminal offense, kailangan maano nyo, i-declare ho ninyo, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attorney, may tanong tayo dito kay Gloria, no? Kay Gloria. Ayan, pakibasa nga, attorney.
So, galing po to kay Gloria R. So, sabi po niya, gusto po sanang kunin ang nanay ko po dito sa UK. Nag-iisa na siya sa Pilipinas, dahil namatay na po ang father ko 2 years ago. Ano pong dapat gawin para makuha po siya? No, okay. So, Gloria, that you'll be looking at what's called the adult dependent route, no? Now, the adult dependent route, I would say, is siguro one of the hardest avenues, no, routes to apply under, no. That was introduced, I think it was 2015 or 2012 actually, 2012, nung binago nga nila yung batas. And in the past, it was so much better. It got so bad that it's often been described as a ban masquerading as a rule. It's that bad, no? Now, having said that, hindi naman imposible. You can absolutely see about making an application for nanay to join you in the United Kingdom. But it would be things like, kailangan pakita that there are, typically would be medical condition, no? That that somehow kung may sakit nga siya, that yung sakit nga niya can't be dealt with, say, in the Philippines, or that you do not have the finances also to provide it, and then of course you're the only one that she's relying on. So it's not necessarily impossible, but it is a very difficult route nga. So bago kayo magpasok noon, tingnan nyo munang maigi yung rules, and if you want me to actually send you the link, I'm happy to do that if you email me, no? Otherwise, give consideration also to your mother coming in maybe as a visitor, no? Kung ayaw naman niyang matagalan nga dito, but she wants to come in to visit you regularly, no? Pero kung nag-aalala ka nga na gusto mo nga siyang alagaan nga dito, then of course you need to first and foremost consider making an application under the adult dependent route, and that is the only route really available to her.
Ayun. Okay. Ayan ha. Narinig mo, Gloria, no? Ayun. Pero ang alam ko, napakahirap niyan, di ba? Parang it's really, really difficult, no? Pero sana magbago ang batas, ibalik uli yun, no? Sabi mo, was it 2012 yan, nung medyo nawala yan? Yung tipong dati, you can get a dependent would be somebody below 18, a child, and a parent yata, di ba? No? Or
65.
65, over 65 or 65? At least 65 or over 65?
Yeah, 65 plus, I think, what
65.
then, no?
So from 65
then.
onwards. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sayang yan, nawala yan, no? Marami sigurong nakapakinabang ng panahon na yun and they were able to get their parents, no? Mga mothers nila, mga fathers nila, mga parents nila dito, no?
No,
ayan.
absolutely.
May tanong dito si, ito, okay, si Virginia Elona, may tanong siya, no? Ito, discuss mo to yung mga Europeans, no? Ayan. Ang tanong niya, attorney, ikaw na magbasa. Sige.
So, galing po to kay Virginia Elona. So, Attorney Lira, may I ask if a Swedish citizen can stay in the UK for a few months and apply for residence? Thanks. Kung nandito na siya, no, Virginia, nandito na siya before the 31st of December 2020, no? Even though, sabihin natin dumating siya dito, November, no? Or indeed, even December, as long as before the 31st of December 2020, no? Then, ang papasok niya application is pre-settled status. And in fact, she would need to make an application under the no later than the 31st of June this year, for pre-settled status. So the answer is yes. Pero kung wala pa siya dito, no? So he's just looking to come into the United Kingdom na nga ngayon, too late, no? Unfortunately, to come in to stay on either pre-settled or settled status.
Ang darating lang yan para visitors visa lang. But are the Swedish people or any other EU citizen, mga let's say French, Spanish, German, pwede sila pumunta dito, di ba? Wala naman limitation?
Yeah. Yung nga lang problema, not to live anymore and indeed to work. So there was no free movement anymore. Yun na natapos with Brexit.
Ayun, sayang, no? Nagano ako, pumunta ako ng Specsavers, parang mga empleyado na maalala sa'yo pag namimili ka ng mga salamin. Spanish, from Galicia. Nakapasok siya, yun, hinabol niya yung sa citizenship, yung deadline for Europeans, di ba? To come over and stay here, no? And be residents, no? So, ayun, nakaabot siya dahil mas gusto nga raw daw niya rito. Sa Spain, wala daw silang hanap buhay doon masyado, eh. So, dito, mas marami, no? Ayan. Okay, si Virginia Ilona, meron siyang additional question doon sa no? How about po kung common assault? Lalo mo dapat declare yan, kung napulis ka, no?
Yeah.
I don't know, ikaw, attorney.
Yeah. No, tama ka. Because of course, yung nga, there's they look at as I say, they rate, if you like, no, offenses, no, and common assault arguably is considerably more serious nga than say shoplifting, so no, you would definitely need to declare that, Virginia. So yun. Actually, going back to the settled, pre-settled status and settled status, Sonny, mga kababayan, don't forget, no, this deadline of the 31st of June. Ano tayo? Mayo na tayo, no? We're mid-May now, yeah? So you have now 6 weeks approximately to make an application either for pre-settled status or settled status po. So those of you, please, who are EU nationals o pamilya nyo, no, your pamilya kayo ng EU nationals, do not forget, deadline po, 30th of June. No, do not miss it. It's not a difficult application. It's an application you can make online, but you need to make it. So it's either pre-settled status kung hindi pa kayo 5 taon, or settled status kung 5 taon na kayo. No? One of the things they would ask for is yung national insurance number nyo. So when you log on, make sure na you have your national insurance number handy. No? But don't forget, 6 weeks and counting.
May nag-message dito, attorney. 13 years na po ako rito, attorney. Hindi ko nababasahin yung pangalan, attorney. 13 years na po ako rito. TNT po ang tawag sa akin. May magagawa po bang maayos ang papel ko? Hindi ko nababanggitin yung pangalan, attorney.
Okay, no. I mean, understandably. Maybe is the answer to that. No, so 13 years po. 13 years does not really does not give you nga the long residence route. So just in case nabasa mo, nabalitaan nyo, there's a 10-year lawful resident, but that's exactly it. It's lawful po. So yung 13 years, kahit na nga lagpas ng 10, it doesn't help you. Now, there's something called the 20-year route. No? Dahil pinalitan na yung pumalit dun sa 14 years. So now, kailangan pakita 20 years. So, kahit wala kang visa, no? So, dumating ka dito, may visa ka dati, paso na yung visa mo, and you're in the UK 20 years, then under the 20-year route, there's a possibility of applying in the United Kingdom nga for leave to remain as long as certain things are satisfied. So, na mapapakita mo, nandito ka 20 years. But kung 13 years ka pa nga lang, then of course, kapos ka pa, no? Kapos ka pa by 7 years. Now, in that case, depends really kung anong situation mo. Kung may pamilya ka dito, o meron kang close friends, or maybe that you have even a relationship in the UK that potentially would go further. So it depends really very much on the situation mo. If you do have, if you like, exceptional circumstances, then it's a possibility that you make an application under family life, private life, partly because of the length of time nandito ka dito, but mainly yung ties mo nga sa United Kingdom. So, may posibilidad. But before doing anything nga like that, especially dahil paso na ang visa mo, overstayer ka na, sabi mo nga, TNT ka, tago ng tago, no? Seek advice, yeah? Seek advice before doing anything.
Attorney, ano yung yung kasi sabi mo, may 20-year route, may 10-year route, pero kung 10-year route, lawful, ano ba yung mga lawful na, normally kasi dumarating yung mga yan, mga, ano tawag dito, mga on a visitor's visa, tapos mag-overstay sila. Ano ba ang mga lawful entry na what would qualify a lawful entry?
Yeah. So, lawful residence is exactly that. Kailangan nga tuloy-tuloy ang visa mo. So, kung dumating ka dito, sabihin natin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, kung dumating ka dito, sabihin natin, estudyante ka, no? Tapos, pinalitan mo yung yung student visa mo, nagtrabaho ka dito. So, then you changed it to a work type visa. Tapos, sabihin natin, you went back to studies, no? And the total visa that you have is 10 years lawful residence. So tuloy-tuloy nga may visa ka. Then you can make an application under the 10-year long residence, lawful residence route. Pero kung 13 years ka nga dito, pero sabihin natin dumating ka dito sa student, tapos napaso na yung visa mo 5 years ago, sabihin natin. So for the last, however many years, 7 years nga, wala ka ng visa. Hindi mo magagamit yung 10 years lawful resident route. So you need to then rely on the 20-year long residence. And they do mean 20 years, no? So ang payo ko po dito sa kababayan natin nga is kung may mga papeles ka dito, no? I know 13 years ka pa nga lang. Kung may papeles ka, sabihin natin sulat sa'yo, yung kasama yung sobre, remittances, no? Anything and everything really to show na nandito ka, kailangan kang dumating dito, yung luma mong passport, anything like that, huwag mong tapon, no? Take care of your documents because it could be that either in another 7 years, you want to make the application, or even before that, no? If circumstances nga change, pero kailangan mong mapakita, kailangan mong ebidensya na when you say you've been here 13 years, you really have evidence to support na you've been here 13 years. Otherwise, they won't believe it. So wag kang magtapon, no?
Mahaba-haba pa, attorney, no? 7 years pa ang hihintayin niya, no? Wow, talagang grabe ang haba ng panahon o time na hihintayin niyo, no? Kailan ba nagbago itong batas na to, attorney? Yung ganyang ano?
Oh, that was a while ago. Yeah, the 14 years to the 20 years. I think that may even have preceded 2012 actually. It's been a while nga. I mean, one thing also, kung meron kang mga relationship nga dito, no? You must also look at that possibility, no? Kung just in case you can make then an application on the basis of your relationship, tapos dagdagan mo nga dagdagan mo yung application mo on the basis that you've also been in the United Kingdom for 13 years, so yung private life mo, no? So may posibilidad, but be careful nga, no? It's I always say nga to my clients, kung wala namang mangyayari, you need to just consider, is it worth the risk now? O hindi muna.
Okay. Is it worth the risk? Why would you make the risk, for example? Mas ma-okay sa 7 years, no? Meron kaya tayong diniscuss dati na you could do it a bit earlier? Meron ba? Tarang may dalawang options ba yan? Tama ba? O mali?
Potentially, yeah. No. I mean, there's the potential now of making an application, say, on human rights basis. Dahil either you have relationship nga in the UK, or somehow you can, there are exceptional circumstances, no? And of course, facts differ. So there's a possibility. Yung nga lang sometimes, so for example, meron kong mga nakikita na sinasabi nila, well, nandito na ako 15 years or 16 years, and there are other circumstances that I think should be taken into account. So for example nga, hindi nila kasalanan na nangyari yun, or because they were subjected, say, to domestic violence, anything like that. And so some people say, well, I'm pagod na ako, no? I want to get this sorted, and if I can't get it sorted, then babalik na nga lang ako. So gusto ko na magsapalaran. And if kung yung sitwasyon nyo, then it may be worth considering and even taking the risk, no? Better to take the risk potentially and see what happens nga, especially if you have some chance of succeeding nga, than not to take the risk. Because otherwise, kung babalik ka, you may be thinking forever, no? Have I only taken the risk, what could have happened? So that would be one possibility. I mean, at the moment, immigration rules are very, very strict nga, no? So, just be careful, no? Dahil sometimes you can make an already bad situation even worse.
Ayan. Attorney, yung sinasabi mong lawful kanina, dun lang ba sa route lang ng estudyante, a student who eventually found work and then perhaps continued on studying, no? And that's lawful residence, lawful stay, no? Yun lang ba ang reason? Kasi di ba pagka-asawa ng mga work permit holders, eventually after 5 years nakakuha na nila yung kanilang permanent residency, they can apply na, di ba? Ganon din yung kanilang mga spouses, no? At mga children. Pero student lang ba yung when you say lawful residence na pwedeng mag-apply ng 10-year? O yung isa pang ano, yung di ba may wife pa yan? Yung pa bang ano ba yung sa wife pa yun? Yung ano, di ba? Ano ba yung dinidiscuss mo dati na yung mga 2.5 tapos another naging 2.5 naging 10 years. Pero yeah, go ahead, attorney. Yung lawful kasi,
tama ka.
Para malaman naman yung mga kababayan natin.
So ito po, it doesn't have to be a student nga, no? I mean, that's an example. So it could also be typically, no? Sabihin natin sinama ka ng magulang mo dito, no? And you entered the United Kingdom, say, as a dependent nga. Tapos umalis ka sa kanila, no? Tapos you entered into a relationship, sabihin natin, and then you got your visa varied on the basis of that relationship nga. Tapos hindi naman nagka-problema kayo within that relationship. And then you made an application, let's say, on something else. Maybe you wanted to swap that over on the basis of work, sabihin. Or indeed, nagpasok ng application but the application was still pending, no? Wala pang ang desisyon, and then you hit the 10 years whilst the application was pending. Dahil nagpasok ka ng application during the time that you still had leave to remain, ibig sabihin, under what's called 3C leave, your leave to remain is continuous, treated as continuous. So that will count actually towards the 10 years lawful resident. So the accumulation really of, say, dependent visa ka, maybe a spouse visa ka, and then in the meantime, you make an application and that application is still pending. Kung ang total noon is 10 years lawful resident in the UK, no? It means then you can make an application, and on that basis, no, under the 10-year lawful resident, it's actually your application will be for indefinite leave to remain for settlement.
Yeah, okay. Attorney, hindi natin kasi maipasok yung yung sa YouTube, no. Pero babasahin ko, no. Andiyan si Rose Hobbs, sabi niya, "Good evening, Attorney Lira and Sir Sonny. Happy Thursday and may God bless us all," no. Oy, thank you, Rose, ha. Si Rose Hobbs, doon siya sa YouTube nanonood, no. Si Edgardo Enriquez, bakit hindi ka nanonood dito sa ating Facebook, no? Pero okay lang yan. Good PM, Mr. Laragan. Ayan. And Attorney Lira, happy Thursday to everyone. Stay safe. Ayun. Okay, stay safe din kayo, ha? Yung mga nanonood dyan sa YouTube, no? Ayan, mabuhay. Okay. Ayan ho, yung mga questions ho ninyo, pwede nyo ipadala, ihabol ho next time, no? Sa ating program. Kami ho yung magpapaalam ni Attorney. At ayan, Attorney, baka meron ka mga anything na mensahe pa o shout-outs or anything bago tayo magpaalam. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, yun na nga po. So, if we didn't get to your questions nga, apologies, no? Pero, wag kang mag-alala. If you could just, we'll put it to the side, tapos pag-usapan nga natin next week. Otherwise, ito pong email ko, padala nyo sa akin. So, cabatbat@douglas-simon.com. Telephone number, yung nga, 0203-375-0555. But, kung meron kong question, if you can just put it sa, yung subject, lagay nyo, Immigration Corner, no? And then email it to me, it's probably best. Huwag nyo kalimutan, please, lagay nyo nga yung telephone number nyo because it's frankly easier for me, faster also to just give you a call. So otherwise, keep email us anyway, and we'll try and deal with your questions next Thursday. And thank you very much for watching, as usual, no?
Yes. Oh, may question na mga pumasok, no? Pero next week na ho yan kasi we're trying to be, to finish at this time ho, no? So, okay, pasensya na doon sa question na, manood kayo next week. Yun ang una nating question for next week, no? Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye, no? Maraming salamat ho sa inyong mga kababayan natin na nag-welcome sa atin sa inyong mga tahanan. Thank you very much. Yung mga bago nating mga lagi sabing nanonood from Greenwich Southeast, no? Nanonood yung grupo nila Lala Cadelina. Sabi niya, "Hi, watching to all. I'm a fan of your show." No? Mabuhay. Kami dalawa ho ni Attorney pagka Thursday. Ayan ho, ating pinag-uusapan dito, immigration. So, let's do it again, no? Maraming salamat for welcoming us in your homes. Please share the program. This is actually beneficial to everybody. Makikinabang ho kayo dahil kung hindi man sa kayo ang apektado, pwedeng mga kaibigan nyo, kamag-anak, at kung sino pa man. O, kakilala, no? So, ayan ho. At saka, andito ho, si Attorney, kung may mga tanong kayo, don't forget, just watch us, make it a habit, every Happy Thursday dito po sa Immigration Corner. So, sa ngalan ho ni Attorney Lira Simon Cabatbat ng Douglas Simon Solicitors, ito po si Sonny Laragan nagsasabing, thank you very much, and let's do it again next time. Keep safe and well. Good night.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you. So you can be there for them.